I'm Charlie C, and I'll be your host for the next couple of games. And the game that we have coming up is Anodyne by Lasertrap. We have just opened a incentive for an extra any % run. That's only just opened, and we've got 125 euros left to go. So get your donations rolling in. Over to you, Lasertrap.
All right, so it's my job to do really well in this glitchless run and convince you why you want to see the any % run as well. It's a long way to go, but I believe we can get there. So hello, my name's Lasertrap. Rebel, do you want to say hello as well?
Hi, I'm Rebel Dragon 95.
And he's just here to support me for the most part. Maybe say some things if I get a bit flustered, because it's bound to happen.
Yeah.
This is my first time running Anodyne for any marathon, actually. So I'm really excited about that. And I'm playing in Chinese, as you might be able to see already. It's fast. Enough said. Anyway.
It fast.
Yeah. Shall we go then? In 3, 2, 1, go. So I'm holding X as I'm going through the text. It just makes it go faster. Anyway, we are in this strange place, and there is a voice that's... It's teaching us the controls, but it's demanding that we press C to interact with objects and all of that. You will go through here, and all of that. So here, we will meet the Sage. He tells us that we have been chosen to help defeat Briar. Now we're going to go through this portal, and immediately I'm going to go back in the portal, apparently. That's not part of the plan. I'm going to return to the entrance, which puts me up one screen, just does that faster. And our hero will go to the right. And he finds a chest, and in that chest...
is the most powerful weapon.
The most powerful weapon. With this broom, he can destroy blobs.
Oh, he also did a quick return to entrance there, just the same reason he did it before, just to walk back.
Exactly. So, a lot of rooms will have gates at the end of them. There's someone following me. There's someone following me. What could that be about? But yes, a lot of rooms have gates at the end of them, which you need to kill all the enemies to open. This is a checkpoint. I'm going to save at it. That's very important. And now Mitra comes along on her bike, and she hasn't quite passed her driving test yet. And she will talk to us more if we take more than 3 steps there, but I am fast, so I don't bother with talking to her again. Now I'm going along to the temple. Here's Sage. He says he trusts that we found a weapon. Show him the broom. He's like, what's this? Yes, just as the prophecy foretold. Right. So, I'm really excited here to be closing out the Zelda block with Link's Awakening 2, Young's Fever Dream. Because there's going to be a lot of really weird things happening in this game, and it's a very Zelda-like adventure. There's going to be a lot of returning to entrance and all of that. And my main weapon is a broom, by the way. And it can pick up dust.
You can pick up all the dust. You can use... Dust in this game is incredibly good. You can do so much with just one thing of dust.
Exactly. So I am trying to kill enemies efficiently wherever I can. Oop. I need this chest. And that was a card right there. Do you want to explain why I need cards, Rebel?
Yeah, you need to collect all the cards to get into the last boss, if I remember correctly.
Pretty much, yeah. And I'm just going...
We need to play Yu-Gi-Oh! to
yeah.
enter the final boss.
If you saw me enter that room up there and kill that enemy, and then leave, that was just about opening up a gate later. Because that enemy will stay dead. These guys have like a shield on their face, and you can knock them in whichever direction you stab them if you stab the shield. But if you stab them from behind, then they die. And I'm going to use advantage of that here to make this guy get in the way of whatever that thing shooting is. I'm not really sure, but that'll help me get through quickly. Those guys are... I'm trying to commentate things that I've already done. But yeah, if I can get...
Basically, yeah. Basically, yeah, this is just kind of like a puzzle adventure game, and all the puzzles in every single one of the rooms is fairly optimized, so it's kind of hard to keep up with what's going on. So basically, he's just going to be using dust and enemies to fastly solve each of the puzzles. Oh yeah, this is why dust is broken. Dust can just do everything.
Yeah.
How do we stop the flow of like this energy view? I just put a piece of dust in front of it.
Exactly.
Easy every time.
So this is the seer. I'm gonna get hit by him a lot, but it'll be fine because I'm gonna hit him enough so he dies.
You're just gonna be shield throw him.
There he goes. That's one boss down, and that's probably one of the least marathon safe parts of the run, because if I don't enter that boss with 4+ health, I'm quite likely to die there. This is an extra bit of health. Technically it's faster to skip them. Barrel's former world record did, but that caused some complications later in their run. Now the sage is going to talk to us
sneak
again.
in with a... Sorry.
Can you wait just 1 second? Sorry.
Okay, sorry, no worries.
I'm going off screen here. That's important for later. And then I'm going to return to the title now that I've grabbed that key. It cancels out a long animation. And returning to the title then sends me back to the checkpoint. And now I'm basically done with this woods area. I'm going to go out of my way to grab a card. But yes, if you'd like to read a donation, now's a good time.
Sure. So we have a €30 donation from Seth DB saying, "We need to see this any %, smiley face." So we are a step closer to seeing that any %. So please get your donations coming in. We've got €95 left to go.
That's great to
95?
hear.
Yes, 95.
Yeah.
I'll just say that if you like wiggling, any % is definitely the category for you in this game.
Exactly, yeah. There's going to be a lot of that. It's going to be an hour plus shorter than this run will be.
Yeah, it's very, very short run.
This is our main area of the game. The fields. I'm going to start off with a bit of a side quest. I'm going to pick up Meow here, and Meow is going to follow me. I'm going out of my way to get a card because I need to get 36 cards to beat this game without glitches, and there are only 37 that you can obtain. So there's only one that I will be skipping later. And now Meow says it's too dangerous to go this far, so he's gone. But anyway, I'm gonna go help someone out with dusting, because their house is very dirty. And I guess because we helped them with dusting, they'll just give us a free card. But I will mention now that Seth, who just donated there, she is one of the devs that has worked on this game. I think it was originally only made by 2 people, but she knows a lot about the code now and has a lot of useful knowledge that I like to hear about when I'm figuring out what's been going on, why something strange has happened in my runs, and all of that. Okay, so as soon as I get this card here, I will be just returning to the Nexus and then jumping straight back in the field portal. I need to go right. What's next? There's a lot to think about.
Yeah, there is. There is a lot to think about.
So
yeah, this game's kind of large and kind of open-ended in a lot of places, so you can kind of just go wherever. So a lot of routing in this is just going, oh god, what's the fastest way to go about everything?
Pretty much. So the next area I'm going to is the forest. I kind of wish there was more to this area in the speedrun, but there are some cool Easter eggs if you play this casually, like James the Bear and the Thorax. Like, if you've ever read the Lorax, there's a character in this that goes, "I am the Thorax, I speak for the bees." And there's a couple other rhymes. One of them's about the bee's knees, I'm not sure. But all we're going to see of the forest is just going up on a bit of a detour to get this card.
Oh, and we should mention that you just can use dust to float on water, otherwise you eventually just sink into it.
Yeah, that's just how it works. And if you
Yeah,
want
you're
to
just
ask
like, oh, I
why,
can just float on the water with dust.
if you want to ask why, then I'm afraid the best answer you'll get is because it's Anodyne.
Because you are the hero of this game, and your main weapon is a broom.
Pretty much. And now we're out of forest. We're not going to see any more of that this run. We are in the cliffs. For the first of 2 times, pretty much. For now there's no enemies, but we're about to get an important item. Here is Mitra again. She's a bit better at driving now. And she says,
She
here,
didn't crash this time.
yeah. She gives us boots with springs on them, so now I can jump. I love it when you need an item to jump in video games.
Dude, this is the best when you need an item to jump in video games.
Right. Cavern. We meet some new enemies, frogs and dogs. They're some of my least favorite...
Sorry, frogs and dogs got me there.
Yeah.
Who do we mean, the frogs
They're
and
some of my
dogs?
least favorite enemies to deal with, but I just damage boost through them there. It's a lot faster and easier to deal with. So first off, I'll go get a key. And in dungeons, you can return to the entrance. If you're not in a dungeon, you'll return to the Nexus, which is like the overworld with all the portals connected to the other places. But I'm just going through here. I think I'm going to go up. This is another key, if I remember correctly. I don't really pay a lot of attention to what's in the chests. It's a key or it's a card.
You just go, I need chest, give it to me.
Yeah. See, this dog was being really mean to me there.
Yeah, doggos are kind of annoying. They do just kind of run around and just howl at you every second, and you're just like, please let me hit you with the broom.
Yeah, we're gonna start seeing a bit of sequence breaking here though, jumping across those elevators, and also jumping across 2 tile gaps, which you're not actually supposed to be able to do, but you can do it with like a couple frames of leniency. Right here, we need to step on both buttons to exit the room, and we have to deal with these guys. They almost got in my way. I like to call them Shaggy because they look a bit like Shaggy.
Yeah, they just kind of meander around and get in your way.
They make a really creepy noise while they do it, but they don't harm you. And that's kind of a recurring theme about the characters in this game. They make you feel uncomfortable, but they don't actually do any harm. Best way to deal with this room, jump off once you grab the dust, and you use the dust to activate this elevator. Don't ask why, because the answer is it's Anodyne.
Because dust is broken, we established this.
Well, that's also true.
Dust is busted, dude. Like, it needs a nerf.
But you may have just seen that I fell off there and that sent me back to the entrance. That's a pretty important mechanic. Shaggy, please get out of the way. It's a pretty important mechanic because in this game, falling off doesn't make you take any damage. So we can take advantage of that in a lot of places.
Yeah, it just kind of resets you to the start of the room, so you can use that to basically cheat your way through a puzzle, then just get back to the start easily.
Yep. So, now I've cleared out all of this, and I'm going to go upstairs. Well, I guess up a level in this cliff.
Oh no, it's 3 frogs.
3 frogs. You hate to see it.
Yeah, dude, you hate to see it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take a safety save there.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's more for refilling my health. Right, can we get pop dogs? No, we can't. I think I missed a hit already. Alright, that's
From what I understand, you can basically kill the dogs at the same time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's Pog Dog.
These dogs take 3 hits, and their movement is actually pretty easy to predict because they'll run to like a certain vertical level, and then they will go back and forth and you can hit them there. But later on they will get a bit more smart than that and be a bit of a pain. One of the common traps that we'll come across in this game is these giant spiky bars that just descend from the ceiling and are a pain.
Yeah, you can kind of just like damage boost through them though, most of the time. You don't always want to do it, but you can do it.
And we fell through now, because that's the layout of the map, and we're at the boss. Do you know who found the strat that I'm going to use on this boss, Rebel?
No, I don't actually.
It was Teebs.
Yo, Teebs?
Teebs did. I
Yo,
might die.
shoutouts to Teebs. Oh, don't die, Jono, please.
His strat isn't
Alright,
working properly.
Alright, so basically what Jono's doing is during every single attack phase of this boss, he's actually just jumping into holes. Because every time you jump into a pit, you get a bit of iframe. You get some iframes, and basically you can use that to just cheese all the attacks of this boss, rather than having to jump over them or dodge them. Because obviously, as we mentioned before, you take no damage from falling into holes. So you can just do that. And then he's going to grab this health upgrade, because it's always nice to have a bit of extra health, so you can be kind of a bit more risky in a few bits later on. So you can risk going for a couple of damage boosts or not dodging an enemy attack to get in some extra hits.
And once again, I just go up a screen there to be able to get the portal for later, and then I exit Cavern and go back to the Nexus, which is this basic overworld, and I'm going back to the Fields area. All of the place names are pretty generic, and you may think that's lazy, but I think it's a really nice touch because it just fits with the general feel of this game.
Yeah. You wrote me some notes for doing this with you, and it just says things like fields, forest, cliffs, cavern, beach, sea, and I'm like, yeah, I know what all this means.
And beach is coming up next. Beach and sea. Beach is a pretty basic area. Not too many enemies. All I'm going to do is get a card, return to the Nexus, go back, and then we'll deal with the next part. Do we have any updates on our incentive?
We do indeed. So we have quite a list of donations. We have €40 from Old Man Bob saying, "Why doesn't John read the writing on the screen when it appears?" And we have €10 from Nicole St. James with no comment. Thank you very much. And a €30 anonymous donation saying, "Bonus run, please." So we only have €15 left to go. So please get more donations in so we can meet that incentive.
Well, I tried to talk to that fisherman just there, and I accidentally stabbed him and he fell into the whirlpool, so I'm just going to follow him in.
I mean, what else would you do?
I know, right?
Oh god, those walking things with the hair, it looks like hair.
Yeah.
They creep me out.
So this is just the sea, as it's called, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's not your regular sea. I had to say that just there, but thank you very much for all the donations. It's going to a great cause, and I'm glad we're gonna hopefully see this bonus run. Here we are then. We are approaching the dungeon. It's probably one of the weirdest areas in this game, the dungeon that we have in the sea. This is the grotto. It's very creepy. And it's got these guys that generally... Well, I can't actually hurt them with my broom, but the laser beam things will kill them, I guess.
Yeah. Broom can't harm them, but laser beam sure can.
Yeah. Shoutouts to
the most powerful weapon.
Shoutouts to these weird tentacle things that you set them free and they'll open up a new area, a new entrance to this dungeon. Because it's Anodyne.
That is kind of weird. yeah. Just hit tentacle, get dungeon.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
So I got the key. Each entrance is really similar. You can go to the sides and pick up keys. And once you have both keys, you can go up the middle and get whatever's in the middle. In this case, it's going to be a card.
Because as we've said, this run's basically just all Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Which we're just collecting trading cards.
If the screen shaking when the dungeon entrances appear is a little hard on your eyes, I do apologize. I probably should have mentioned that. So now I've got the keys from both the sides, and I'm going to go up the top. And after that, I will return to the entrance, and we'll go explore another entrance that I freed by freeing a tentacle, I guess. Okay, getting killed by Menu Boss.
Dude, Menu Chan had you there.
So, Rebel, why am I saving at a checkpoint as I enter this dungeon? This entrance?
I don't actually remember you. I believe you have told me. It's got something to do with like the warps are weird in this dungeon or something, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, so if I return to entrance, it will always put me at the middle entrance, the place I entered first, which I don't want if I need to clear out this entrance that I'm already in. So instead, I'm going to return to the title now, and restart the game,
Fair. Yeah.
and that will put me back to the checkpoint. If applicable, you can also do a death warp with the same effect, but the title warp isn't that slow, and sometimes you can take a long time taking damage. This room's always scary because you have to keep this guy out of the way of the laser beam, because you need him to help you step on the button there. Also, I'm jumping as I go through the... don't exit. Title warp. I'm jumping as I go through the weirdly textured stuff. I don't know how else to describe it. the slightly brighter texture.
It's probably like kelp or something, like seaweed maybe.
Well,
like...
to be fair, this whole dungeon kind of reminds me of the insides of something, you know?
Yeah.
But anyway,
yeah.
I meant to do an entrance warp there so I could save time in the sea walking to this next entrance. But same thing there, save at the checkpoint. It's just a very weird area.
Grab 2 keys and then move on with life.
Oh yeah. Right, I need to wait a little bit here to ensure this guy doesn't go into the laser beam, and now I need him to help me step on a button. Stepping on both buttons at once opens that gate. Right.
These guys with the scythes just have like hella reach. From...
Yeah. Oh no, I died.
What? Oh. Oh no.
It's fine though.
I can't believe you done this. Yeah. That was just a quick death warp there.
So yeah, as I explained, if I return to the title, it has the same effect as, you know, dying and going back to a checkpoint, but you do keep everything that you already had. So right here, dying isn't faster, so I'm just going to return to the title and go back to the entrance of this particular side. And just go up the middle. And
them bats.
The final tentacle is free.
It looks so much more like a worm, though.
Well, debatable.
Debatable, is it?
Yeah, this last entrance here, I need to save at the checkpoint. Once again, there's no top entrance this time. So I'm going to go to the left first to pick up a card. This is not a glitch, by the way. According to the community.
Dude, dust is just busted. We have established this.
If you jump over to one part, the dust just comes with you. That's how it works.
Dust is like, I got you, boy.
And now that we have that extra card, I'm going to go this way, and to the right, we have our next boss. I'm trying to jump through the current so that I can be faster. If I get to the right spot here... Oh.
You can just poke him.
Oh, no, he's moving. He's moving. He's moving, and I'm losing some time to the split because if you get in the right spot, not too far to the right, not too far to the left, around here, you can just damage him over and over, and he won't move.
Until he dies. Yeah.
I call it the roguelock. I don't know if it's got a more inventive name, but you know. Okay. He's done. That took like 10 seconds longer than it should have. But that's fine.
Fine, don't worry about it, dude.
Refill my health here.
Grab all that health.
Oh yeah.
Are you picking up, I think it's one more you pick up, right?
One more,
or is
yeah.
this the last one you pick up, yeah. There's one more you pick up.
And if I jump straight away in this room, I can bring my dust over there. I'm not going to cancel the key animation this time. It is quite a long animation, but it won't really help me in this case. I'm just going to let this play, go down, and enter the next portal. Which I haven't actually done that way yet, so now you know what that does. And now we're back to the fields. So I'm going to clear out the fields here.
Dude, this is the big boy central hub.
Oh yeah. Do we have any more donations? Oh, I need that dust.
We do indeed. So, I do have the news that we have met the incentive because Koenig Citrus sent in a €45 donation saying, don't ask why, because the answer is Anodyne. Thank you ever so much. Thanks for everybody who's donated. We're just over the moon that we've hit that incentive, and we're racing towards 1K, so get your donations coming in.
We speed ran that incentive. That's for sure.
I was going to say, yeah.
It's not even halfway through this first run yet.
We get to see the Wiggles now.
We do indeed. Fruit salad, yummy, yummy.
So we get to see Wiggles and we get to see Pitsuck.
So, I had a good line there. If you're right in the middle of the screen, you can do those spike jumps without having to slow down or anything. But now I'm just going along. I am going to clear out this one enemy here. Oop. He's a bit out of reach apparently. But I'm going to clear out that enemy and then go back up. So that when I go back down to the screen, he's already gone. And the gate will open when I take out the frog and the dog. Which, if you remember, not my favorite combination of enemies.
Dude, just the frog and dog, dude.
And there's Mitra's card. Yeah, the cards are all based off characters that you meet in this game.
Yeah.
My health?
What is it? I think it's one more card, is it, you have in this area?
In this area, yeah.
Or is it a couple more?
There's one more. Using the streams there in the water to my advantage a little bit. So, I cannot remember what I was going to say. Oh, I remember, but it's too late now, because I was going to say I might make a safety save, and then I didn't make a safety save. So, it'll be fine.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's fine, just...
Right. I didn't take any damage to the spike traps, so we're fine. And now
didn't destroy you.
We have cleared out the fields. This won't be the last time we see the fields, but... What the heck was that? There was a huge bang, and I don't know what it was. It really scared me. Like, in real life.
The IRL scared.
So this is the generically titled rainy area. I guess it's always raining. I'm going to take a drink because that scared me.
I like that reasoning.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to climb up a windmill. And when I turn on this windmill, very strange things will happen. You see, when I went off screen at the end of the dungeons and just came back to get the key, you may have seen these little statues, and they were blocking the way. And well, now they're moving out of the way, all with the power of turning on the windmill. And why's that, Rebel? Why do they move?
Dude, the windmill's just too powerful.
Well, because it's Anodyne.
The windmill's just too powerful.
Oh yeah. That's some of the best music in the game when the windmill turns on, but sadly it doesn't play for very long. But now I'm going back to the temple, and this is the back side. Not like that, the back entrance.
Yeah, basically like...
I fell in a pit there. I fell in a pit there to return to the entrance of that room.
Yeah, we just need to go back into these dungeons and grab some stuff.
And it's
no, the lights are gone.
Yeah, I know. Someone sabotaged lights. That's kind of sus.
Dude, that is sus.
So we're back in the woods. You may remember before that the music seemed really nice in the woods, but now it's really, really creepy. And that was a side effect from when I skipped the rest of Mitra's text. It kept her nice, cheerful music. But now we are meeting new variants of enemies. These bats take 2 hits now when they only took 1 before, and they shoot fire. These dogs, they still take 3 hits to kill, but they have a different, more sporadic moving pattern. And these blobs will also shoot little tiny slime balls at us, I guess. And that's gonna be how they are for the rest of the game.
Dude, that's just insane.
I know! That's a little spring. It goes sprawling, and you jump over the wall. in the direction that it specifies. Right. Okay, the next area, as we leave woods for the second time, it makes me really uncomfortable, because for an unexplained reason, a broom is a knife.
Ooh.
And I want to talk
Ooh.
to these people, but I keep accidentally killing them. I need to kill 10 of these people in order to get one of the cards. These shadows, by the way, deal 6 damage if they hit me.
Oh, that's a lot of damage.
So that is a lot of damage. So in a run where you don't pick up any health upgrades, that is an instant kill. But now I've killed 10 people, I feel really bad. It's a really weird filter and it sounds like an untuned radio, but it just makes me really uncomfortable, this area. So I'm going to grab this card. And
Dude, can I just say, don't you just hate it when your broom turns into a knife and you have to kill 10
I
10
know,
people?
I know. Return to the
God.
Nexus, jump back into suburbs. That's the actual area, name of this place. And we will enter a nice apartment. And hey, everything's back to normal. Should we check if I have a broom?
Cool, dude.
Yeah, I have a broom.
Cool. Oh,
That was-
thank God.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was a bit much to deal with. This is actually one of my favorite areas in the speedrun because it's quite a big sequence break that we do. It's kind of a really tough area to figure out casually, but it's also where we will skip
Quite
one of
large,
our
actually,
cards.
yeah.
This is the one area
oh
where we
yeah,
can skip a
it's the
card.
card skip. Dude, the rarest of all cards, the one we don't pick up in the speedrun.
I just go off screen there so the spike bar goes away, and now we'll return to the entrance. These switches will change the state of the cubes throughout the entire area, so that some are solid, some are just not there, I guess. I'm gonna,
Yeah, it basically generates cubes for us.
yeah, anytime that I go through water, by the way, or I wouldn't necessarily call that water, but anytime I go through water, I will try to jump from the land so that I don't move quite so slowly for as long, because the water will slow you down.
Yeah. And you do just slowly sink into it.
Yeah. These mice, by the way,
Which
are going to be a
does-
really good friend for this area. They will help me step on
Dude,
buttons.
the mice do everything. They're just absolute bros in this area.
Yep. I'm going to do a little bit of a puzzle skip here. I want this mouse to go through, and as soon as I've hit that, I'm going to go back the way I came. I'm meant to go down from that previous screen to do another puzzle, but as you'll see, I can sort of cheese it a bit by very quickly going to the bottom, because you're meant to get both mice on a switch at one time, but you can also step on a switch yourself, which is a lot easier to deal with. Right. Oh. So these weird dudes, the gas they shoot at you reverses your controls, which is a big pain.
Dude, that sounds lovely.
Oh, it is. The purple guys,
Ghosts just,
yeah,
just teleport.
you try to hit them and then they teleport behind you most of the time. Well, I mean, I think that's what they're meant to do. So you have to try and get them quickly as they appear. But if you don't have quite the right rhythm, it doesn't always work. There's a bit of a tight cycle coming up. I'm gonna just concentrate for a second. Got it. So I hit the switch, grab the dust, use it so that it gets in the mouse's way so it can help me step on that other switch. And now we're going onto the roof. Thinking of what's coming up, sorry. A lot to think about.
That's fair. Yeah, there's a lot to remember, so...
We have another puzzle sequence break coming up. These bugs will switch the way they're looking, and if they see you, they will run away. and I can just make it go faster a bit by jumping on that one. I'm going to make a safety save, because why not? I don't think I'm on a great pace or anything. This is the Watcher. He says, isn't it a shame that the light pollution is ruining the fire from the stars? And then he starts shooting fireworks. It's really rude.
Dude. Yeah, bro, and you just respond by hitting him with a broom.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So basically, Jono's gonna abuse falling off the platform again to get iframes because it takes no damage, and then whenever he can, he's just gonna swing hits at this dude until he
and then when he dies, he says, "Okay, so stars aren't actually made of fire, but who gives an S anyway?" And then we get his card, and then we leave the apartment. And
then we get his trading card and and jump out.
And we return to another dungeon that we previously beat. Let's go back to the cavern. And then we'll leave through the back entrance, or exit. And we'll save at the checkpoint outside. I'm gonna just go on a bit of a detour to get a card. Nothing too much happening, there's not a lot that can really go wrong here. So if we have any more donations, now is a great time.
We do. We have a €5 donation from Anonymous with no comment. Thank you very much. And we are €35 off that 1k, so please get your donations coming in. They're going to a very, very worthy cause, which is the mental health charity Mind.
Do you know what? I reckon we can get that 1k during this run. And I hope chat believes in that too, because they're the ones to help with us. So now I've got that
group
card.
effort.
I returned to the title, so I could go back to the checkpoint that I saved at. I think it's just slightly faster than going back to the Nexus and through the portal in the cavern again. I do need to...
I mean, more than likely, yeah.
Yeah, I do need to go pick up another card here before I move on to another exciting area with some very interesting lore. So we've seen some very curious areas. We've had a broom randomly turn into a knife. We've accidentally pushed a fisherman into the whirlpool. You know, his name's John the Fisherman, but I like to call him Millicent as a reference to Flushed Away with Millicent Bystander. Because he is just a bystander and he was minding his business. But now we're in space.
Yeah, we interrupt him.
Now we're in space. And there's a lot of lore that we could go out of our way to get. I'm afraid I don't actually read Chinese, though. Chinese is the fastest language to play this game in. It is, of course, available in English, though. Basically, all that I need to...
It's, of course, available in other languages.
Yeah. There is a... What was I going to say? All I need to do for the speedrun is just go to the sides of this area, pick up cards, and then we'll be done with space. Not really a very interesting area, except we've got these weird uncomfortable... these weird guys that make you uncomfortable a bit. They don't harm you at all, but there's also just all these tombstones around, and the only reason I can think of is because it's Anodyne.
Dude, but yeah, definitely, because it's Anodyne. Like, what other reason would there be?
So I'm on the rooftop, but I'm going to return to the entrance because that puts me inside the hotel. This is my favorite area in the game. It's got great music once it starts up. Just really cool puzzles in general, I think. The way that we do this one in the speedrun, ooh, now I have to redo it because I got knocked off the edge. It's fine, that happened in my PB.
Yeah, quite easy.
So I need to kill those guys to open the gate, but then I fall off the edge with the dust in my broom so I can activate that elevator with the dust. That's how it works. And we're trapped in a room with a door. He's dead. It's just how it has to be sometimes.
The dog.
Get the key, return to the entrance. Ooh, I made a mistake. I was not supposed to save at that checkpoint when I entered. I meant to leave it so that I can refill my health at this stage, so...
Oh.
Did that seem fair to you, what just happened?
Yeah, that seemed very fair, obvious. That was a fair shout video game moment. that was a fair shout.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's been pretty well behaved so far, I would say, because there were a couple of soft locks that could have happened earlier. I think all the ones that I do know about we've already passed them successfully, so hopefully I don't discover a new soft lock during this run. Let's just get my health up to full here. Actually, it probably would have been fine. So I can sequence break here by jumping across this gap. There's another room that you're meant to deal with, but instead you can jump across 2 tiles, fall off, return to the entrance of the room, and that's just a quick way to do it. Now let's go to floor 3. We entered on floor 4. I save at that checkpoint there, which is something that I do actually need to do as part of the run. You know, preferably you don't get hit by that gas, but sometimes it happens.
It do be like that.
It do. Another key, fall off, just save milliseconds.
Dude, so many keys, bro.
Oh yeah. This room can be a bit of a pain. Oh. Do you mind? You almost knocked me in.
Oh, yeah.
I've got 4 health.
Those things basically just go at you whenever they, like, see you're in their line of sight. They're like, I've got you in my sights.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a death walk, because I think it's just barely faster to do when you have 4 health. If I have more than that, I would return to title to go back to that checkpoint, though. I'm not going to use the elevator to go down, I'm going to instead use these stairs, because the elevator takes us to a bit of an inconvenient spot.
Oh, yeah, and that maid up on the previous floor with the water, she's basically passive, and then as soon as she picks up her dust, she's like, what are you doing with my dust?
Yeah,
she attacked you.
You'd think she, you know, with a broom of her own, might want to clean up that dust, but she doesn't really want that. And if you're wondering why I went down those stairs to save at a checkpoint, it wasn't because I need a safety save, it's because I'm trying to go fast. And I jumped across the sequence break. That's, you know, that's how it goes. It's the best way to play this game fast. Ooh. Do you mind?
There's a maid again. You actually killed her.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised because they take 3 hits and usually don't have to bother with her at all.
That many times.
Get this card, return to title so I can go back to the checkpoint that's downstairs. The basement's seen better days. Let's just say that. I fell off, but that's fine because I hit the button. It's a little bit flooded. Kind of reminds me of what my grandparents' basement used to be like. Bit of a shame.
Damn, dude.
No, it's fine. I know that one of them donated earlier, so I'm sure he very much appreciates that.
Dude, more doggo hitting. I can't believe you're doing this.
I am a little low on health, but I'm going to be returning to title now anyway. Which will reset my health and put me back at the checkpoint. The reason that works really is because when I return to title, the option is save and return to title, so it'll keep everything in the state that it should be. But yeah, this basement's seen better days, and it's time to find who might be responsible for this. Can I speak to the manager, please? Actually, I'm kind of scared of the manager. I should probably take a safety save for the marathon.
Dude, fair. The manager's a very, very scary person.
This is the manager, believe it or not.
It's just a big eyeball.
Oh yeah. You may have seen him floating around before as I was going around the basement.
This man just flies everywhere.
Ooh. It's a good thing I safety saved because that's a lot more damage.
You probably would have died.
There's a bit more damage than I take on the first phase. It's more of a problem for the second phase, when he grows legs. It's fine.
Dude, this eyeball just isn't okay.
It's fine. We managed it, okay. And this is the last health upgrade that I pick up. I don't really know why the Anodyne community picks up these 4 in particular, but they do, and I copied them, and I really like it. Like, 10 is a really good number to have, I think. But now I return to the entrance. We're back at the top floor. We're gonna take this part as intended now. Oop. And I pressed that button way back earlier so I could come down and use this portal. Return to the entrance. It saves a bit of time walking in the Nexus, and the 3rd dungeon that we beat, if you remember, was the weird grotto place. So we go down here.
Dude, I can't believe we gotta go back.
And now, the graphics have changed quite dramatically.
I actually really like this area of this game. Whenever you get to, I'm just like, oh, dude, it's time for like the 8-bit part.
Yep, this is the 8-bit cell, which is basically a
like,
labyrinth.
Dude, it's time.
It is basically a labyrinth. Casual player's nightmare, speedrunner's cakewalk, because you just have to memorize the way to go like 5 times.
Yeah, those like weird zombie-looking things walking around. I believe you can't defeat them, and I think they like. I don't know how much damage they do to you, but I know they
6.
like brick you. Yeah, they brick you.
Everything in this game actually only does 1 damage, except for the chasers in this area and the shadows in Stabby Heckland, as I call it.
Yeah.
So, but as you can see, I haven't actually encountered any of them yet. But here I'm going to go up to the entrance of the next dungeon. We'll come back to that in just a moment, but I need to go on a detour for a card. So we're going to stay in jail for a bit. I need to stab my broom to make these guys go faster, get them out of my way. But the first rule about jail, as Rebel said, they do a lot of damage, is that you don't touch the chasers.
Yeah, just don't
Wait,
touch him.
what did I just get done saying?
Dude, I can't believe you touched him. I do like how they hear the sound of a broom swinging and they're just like, oh, dude, I gotta speed up now.
Oh yeah. I'll try not to break that rule again. Because that was scary. There's a guy just chilling there. We'll come to him in just a moment. See that one? I have a feeling that we might be encountering him. But remember the first rule of jail.
Anonymously stood
Don't touch... I can't. I can't just not touch the chasers, man. I should really learn to follow the rules. Don't touch the chasers. Ow. Not going well, is it?
Dude, you're breaking all the rules of hide and seek here.
I know. I'm a bad player.
Can't believe you did this, dude.
Well, I mean, if you were playing without health upgrades, as Barrel did in their former world record...
You literally just have to stand around and wait for them to, like, do stuff.
Because 6 health is all the health you have. But anyway, I entered this area before going to get that card, and now we're back. This is the circus. It is a very, very difficult dungeon. It's really hard to figure out casually as well, very easy to get lost. I needed to kill those guys to open a gate for later.
Is this the first dungeon with the speed up things?
It is. So I can sort of keep my speed.
They are like the they're like the speed boosters in Sonic. They just give you a burst of speed forward, and you can jump out of it and stuff to maintain a bit of speed to jump over longer gaps.
It is only in the direction that they say, though, so I had to jump over one in the opposite direction to ensure that it wouldn't send me backwards. And I did want to fall off there. Oh, not that time, though. So I could just grab that checkpoint for a bit of safety. I need to wait here and help this mouse through. It's, I'm always worried about whether the mouse will work. Not quite what I had in mind, but it works because I can just do a 2-tile jump there. That works out fine. And you may have seen that I kept a little bit of speed out of that room from the dash panel.
Yeah, good old dash panels.
That was a pretty efficient kill. you're meant to jump around that part with the boost panels, but
You can just weave around the blocks instead of like.
yeah, it's just like
doing
thank
what
you
you're
very
supposed
much.
to do.
And oh, please don't go over there. I think they did that in my PB where they went up towards the chest, and that's why I lost like a bunch of time in Circus.
Because you just had to sit there and wait for them.
Yep. Well, I went for them because I had enough health. But yeah, now I can regain it back that I've returned to the entrance. Take out another area. Did I mention what I call them? Acrobats? Because you know it's a stack of acrobats. You might assume.
Yes, stack of acrobats. Yeah, that makes total sense.
I don't actually know what their official title is. Hey, I would like that. But when you do get the cards of all the characters, you can actually read stuff from their cards and it'll say things like, sort of as if written from their perspective. Which is a really neat touch. I don't know why, but this puzzle that I'm on now...
They gave the Yu-Gi-Oh! Monster stuff.
Yeah. This puzzle that I'm on now really stumped me for a while casually. The way that you're meant to use the 3 different lanes. But you just go back.
To just kind of do everything.
Yeah. Here's another acrobat. This one is stuck on the top, and we need to give them a cushion to fall down into. There you go. Eat my dust.
So we use our boy, the broken stuff, the dust again.
Oh yeah. And now,
You know, what else would cushion a fall?
yeah. So there is like a stone that says, I was attacked by a lion in that last room of the chest. And here's a lion. So when I got here, I was like, oh, it's a lion. Is this the boss fight? Because he's really difficult to deal with.
It's just a regular enemy.
It is just a regular enemy, and it is one of the toughest enemies to deal with. It is nice that they just put regular bats in this room as opposed to the fire bats, otherwise that would take a lot longer.
Dude, I can't believe they were nice to the players.
What? More dogs. Thankfully I don't have to deal with them. But I'm gonna save here because it's, you know, I could die. Now we have to deal with 2 lines.
Dude, and they breathe fire. Like,
They do breathe
just
fire.
Actually broken.
Basically, the best way to deal with them is to know that they're in the room, so that you can just run up to them straight away to try and cancel out their fire-breathing attack. And then that's basically your best method of keeping alive. Oh yeah. Words are hard.
Yeah, words do be hard.
So I am doing the classic strat again where I go up and save at a checkpoint to take advantage of later. And I'm going out of my way to get a card. I want to try and set up a death warp here. This should be just about perfect. But I'm cutting it really close. Nice. Got the card, died, now I'm back at the checkpoint.
Yeah. Optimal stuff, dude.
I do need to go get another key now. I do already have a key, and you may be thinking, oh, why not get that key? But it's really important for later. Because there was a door above, if you may have noticed. My health is kind of low, though, and I have to fight 2 lions again. I mean, I say low. Barrel does this with only 6 health maximum. But, yeah, hopefully this goes okay. It's 1 down. Yeah, just mash attack, and you should be okay to go. Press buttons, go fast.
Yeah, dude, press buttons, go fast.
There's another line here. Ooh. The hitbox is a little bit annoyingly small. So
I've noticed that with a lot of
for.
enemies in this game, just their hitbox is a lot smaller than it really looks like it should be.
I mean, with these guys it makes sense, because you can, they're meant to be vertical, so you can only hit them at the bottom for them to take damage.
Yeah, but it's
and then they split.
The lion's quite a long animal, so, you know.
He's a wide boy.
Dude, the wide boy.
This is... Okay. Ooh. I'm not going to be able to do my damage boosts here. I'm going to have to wait. What did I just get done saying? That was close.
I was going to say.
But it's fine.
I was like, oh no.
It's fine. I meant to come back down here to open this and then save it to checkpoint so I can walk back later. I need to go get one more card. The last leg of the dungeon, really. So this area is all about going fast. Oop. And sometimes going fast is hard to control. But I also need to kill the enemies on the way, so you can't just go fast. Ah. Wow, he really put me a long way back in that last room. It's fine, I can use the iframes to get past attacks. Where is he? Okay. Done with him.
Bat was just not having it. It was like, no.
My mic was also slightly blocking my view of him.
Oh, dude. First world speedrunner problem. My mic was in the way of my screen, guys. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Stack of rats down. Return to title. What's our in-game time at? You know what? That's not too bad. That's really not too bad at all. Jump across the gap. And this is the twins fight. You know how we helped these guys out earlier when they were scared? Now they're gonna fight us. The best way to deal with them is to hit them when they are stacked together. That way you only actually need to hit them.
Just both of them, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that way you only need to hit them, I believe, 6 times. When you hit them 6 times, they just jump in a pit, and it's really morbid. And now they're gone. There's a flash of red.
Oh. I missed them already, dude.
We go down the ladder, and the game just makes us look at what we did. We helped them out, they attacked us. We attacked them back. In the end, they took themselves out. But we get their
and
car.
then we just go read the walls.
We return to the entrance. And we're actually done with all the dungeons. So we return to the fields. And we will go, well, to an area that we haven't yet seen. It is possible to access it before this point, but it isn't faster by any means. This screen right here, remember this for later, because I will be hovering across those pits, because in the any % run, I will not pick up a single item. No broom, no jump. No cards either.
We don't need any of it.
So this is the moment of truth, really, because this should be the last card of the run. I'm going to return to the entrance.
Did we forget any cards? I don't think we did.
Okay, so now the sage tells us, well, you see this says 36 cards? No, we were reading wrong. It actually says 92. And the gate's opening, so that means we got all the cards. He just really doesn't want us to continue, though. He told us we were the one selected to face Briar right at the beginning. But now he wants to stop us. We're not ready. We must take him out in battle. Hey, that's not how the first phase is meant.
So we just hit him with a broom.
Each phase is 3 hits except for this third one, which is 4. There is one after this, which goes back to 3 hits. It stays invincible for longer. That was a decently fast stage fight, though.
Yeah, that looked pretty good.
And now he lets us cross. And we shall go up. This area has one big puzzle that we're meant to read clues for, and we also get a very interesting item, which... that's the wrong place in the menu. It swaps tiles. So the puzzle is meant to give clues to figure out how to open these gates, but I already know the answer. And now I won't need the tile swapper anymore. I'm going to save at this.
For one puzzle.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it's a logic puzzle, kind of. Well, not really logic, but you have to figure out the word clues. And this area is literally just called blue. I don't know if it might have a different name in the code, because as I understand from Seth, the code and some of the wiki names are slightly different. But either way, this is one of the final challenges, really, to prove we are worthy. Towards the end of this area, we will basically see elements from the first 3 dungeons that we went through all over again. Gonna wait for these to fire. Of course, what would it be without our good pal, the spike bar, that we've seen in many dungeons?
Dude, can't believe it, spike bar.
Oh yeah. Okay. I haven't actually heard from donations in a while, so if we have any more, now's a good time for just a quick one.
Yep, we sure do. So we have a €5 donation from Yeetman saying, getting closer to the beautiful number of 1k euro dollars. Thank you very much, Yeetman.
Euro dollars.
Hello, euro dollars.
Alright, so here we have the references to the grotto dungeon with the laser beams and everything.
Lasers, water, streams, all the good stuff.
And then we have the strange things that we blocked with dust earlier. You're meant to block them with dust again, but I just walked through them because I have enough health. And Mitra comes to visit because she realizes we won't be able to hit all of those buttons fast enough, and her bike will. And then the water comes out. Because it's Anodyne. Anyway, now we return to title, so we can just go back to the checkpoint from the green area. I believe this area is called Go. And we have a bit of a cutscene here, where Sage meets Mitra, and he's a bit annoyed about who this is, and she says she's a friend, but Young doesn't really say anything. But he's going to destroy the bike, so I will do a good thing and get in the way, defend her bike, because she loves her bike wares. It is possible to let the bike get burned by the fireball. But in the name of speed... In the name of speed, yeah. Here's the final area. Everyone seems happy that we're going to save the day. We could talk to them. It's really bright and happy. Just kidding. Now it's on fire.
Dude, this is the area that we were waiting for.
Oh yeah. So this is a huge gauntlet.
Yeah, this is literally just every enemy that you have faced up to this point. In just a huge gauntlet of rooms full of like spikes and other things like that. So this room here has got the death maids and a lion.
I did that a bit wrong, so like it. Right, I might die in these stack
Now
rats.
Now we got 3 stackrobats.
Yeah, which is more than we've ever seen grouped together, so it's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, dude. 9 enemies all flying at you.
Yep. I want that health. If it's in the wall, you can just grab it with your broom, which is nice. And wow, I actually left the stackrabat room with more health than I started.
Quite a lot of health, actually, yeah. Alright, obviously these guys you want to avoid getting hit by.
Well, I don't think I ever really have avoided the gas in this room. It's just really difficult.
It's just really hard to do so, yeah.
Sometimes when you kill them, they drop 3 health, which is nice. Ooh.
Yeah.
So this area is simply known as Red. The developers, I believe, know it as Happy. Ooh. Come on, doggo. Work with me here. This should be good, actually.
Yeah, you should be. Yeah, you look like you're doing pretty
This room, you only need to kill 3 enemies, so I'm not really going to deal with the last dog.
Oh,
Let me get this health. Okay, I got it. It's fine.
oh, good.
You
that
actually
was-
only one needs to die in this room, but if they get near the edges, they will often die as well. But the thing is, if you don't kill them all, then the gate won't stay open when you come back to the backtrack. Also, that dog's going through the wall. He didn't quite get the memo that it's a glitchless run.
Dude, I can't believe he did that to you.
I know. But now we can leave this area in peace. And, usually I would do a title warp here, but I saved at a different checkpoint. So I'm just gonna walk back. Doesn't really lose that much time. And now we go up, and who do we see but Briar? And they tell us, I'm tired of all of this, Young. It can't go on like this forever. And so we fight. But Briar's looking a little bit strange today. I haven't really seen Briar like this before. Maybe Briar is possessed.
Yeah. So yeah, this boss fight is basically you have to dodge a bunch of different attacks, and you need to use like dust and other things to basically divert attacks or hit attacks back into the vines on each side of it.
So the ice attack, you are meant to play ping pong with a giant ball of ice, and then the fire attack, I will explain when we get another fire attack, but this is the final boss.
Yeah.
And in between the hits, the attacks get more and more. So the fire attack, you need to use the dust to open up the blue side when it gets hit by fire. You're not actually meant to. You're meant to put it in a different spot, but it just so happens that if you always put it at this spot here, sometimes it needs a little bit of extra encouragement. If you put it at that spot there, it also works, even though it shouldn't really, but it just does in this case.
It just does. We don't question it.
Yeah, and it's not a glitch, apparently. And that's the last hit.
You're just resisting dust, dude.
Yep. So Briar's down. We took out Briar's suit at least. Now Briar's back. And we follow Briar. Briar skips ahead, because they're a bit naughty. But now they tell us, dude, Young, move your arms, otherwise you're not going to be able to swim. Honestly, you'd never survive without me. Now let's go grab a sandwich. So it seems that Young and Briar were just friends all along. Maybe Briar was possessed after all. And then the sage tells us we performed adequately. By the way, this is time. Sorry.
Time is coming up.
That's time right there. When I lost control. The sage says we performed adequately. They doubted
Even
us.
though he tried to kill us.
Alright, well, I didn't actually have any unintentional deaths, so I'm pretty happy with that. So what was my time on the run?
It looked like a 106.29.
Nice. Mid 106.
That's a very, very good run.
Yeah. That's less than a minute from the world record, which is a 105.36. When I submitted this, I had third place with a 106.17.
And the highest was because this game can just completely obliterate you if you're not paying attention.
In the last week of practicing, I beat the world record 3 times, but the last 2 times have been really unsatisfying just because I made so many mistakes and then like clutched it out in the areas that mattered. Either way, I believe it's time for any percent, so I'm just gonna make the credits go faster so we can get onto that.
I do have one donation to read out.
Absolutely, go for it.
We have a €5 donation from Loxy saying, cool to see Anodyne in a speedrun. Thanks for the speedrun. And thank you, Loxy.
Thank you very much all for donating once again. Just getting to the end of the credits, and here we are. I'm going to take a drink before we start, if that's okay.
That's just disgraceful, dude.
Mm-hmm. Right. Any percent. It's going to be pretty hard for me to talk.
Yeah,
this run.
fine. Yeah. I understand this category a bit better than glitchless, so...
Yeah. This, unless something takes a really long time, this is going to take... it's going to be more than an hour shorter than the glitchless run. Because my estimate I submitted for this was 6 minutes.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of wiggling, so if you know any songs by the Wiggles, feel free to sing along. But I'm going to be concentrating. So I assume we're ready to go. And I'm going to go in 3, 2, 1, go. The start is largely the same as before.
Yeah, it's just, instead of going to get the broom, he's just going to be like, no, I don't need that.
Oh, I don't need the broom at all. I don't collect a single thing. No card. No jumping either.
Nothing.
Oops.
This game, when you play with glitches, is surprisingly broken.
Oh yeah. The really cool part though is that almost all of the glitches that you'll see in this run, if not all of them, are dev intended. So, here we go.
Right, so by going through each screen transition 6 times in most areas, you can move forward a single tile afterwards. So you can just use that to get out of bounds.
Yep. So now we're out of bounds.
And
I'll come back in here. Right. So that's the end of street. No broom. Skip the
no
key.
broom.
We're gonna meet Mitch right
No
again.
key needed, nothing.
Hopefully we'll skip Mitch's text again. It is actually possible to softlock there. There is a funny glitch that does that. But instead of going to the temple, I'm going down in this corner.
Well, we're going to wiggle downwards.
And we're going to see a very interesting occurrence on the screen. Doesn't this just look wonderful?
Oh, dude, that looks lovely.
And then I'm just going to pop back up right where the entrance to Fields is, like magic.
Alright, cool. So, you remember the area he mentioned earlier with the little line of pits? Then he said, we'll be back here later. We're heading towards that area now, basically.
Yeah.
So we're just going to wiggle, 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 and go up into the mountain area.
Yep.
On the screen.
Which you're not supposed to be here until post-game when you have the tile swapper to really explore and break things open. The tile swapper is a really cool mechanic because the devs actually want you to break this game open and explore where you're not supposed to. Alright, here we go.
Right, so
first try.
Yo, Hog. Basically what he's doing there is he holds, I think you hold, do you hold right and then spam down?
It's left, but yeah.
Left, yeah. So yeah, basically like you hold a direction and then you spam a different one, and basically you can use that to hover over the gaps by kind of going around it.
So, this is an interesting glitch. When the screen's all messed up, it activates this thing that is basically parallel universes. I'm not doing this in half an A-press, I'm afraid, but I am using parallel universes.
We are using parallel universes to go fast.
Yep. And it was sort of coded in to be one tile up every time you go to the right in a parallel universe. I think it's one more. Oop, got stuck in. And now we're in this final area again.
Yeah, now we're in the final area. Dude, it's perfect.
We're back here.
All you gotta do is just wiggle through walls.
We are going to skip the tile swapper. And just...
Yep, we don't need it.
At this point, it's a little bit boring, because I'm just going to wiggle to the end.
But yeah, so...
I do hope you've enjoyed. And I will say, this is a little bit hard for me to look at. So you may want to look away if you're getting a little bit motion sick or whatever else.
You have to wiggle basically the entire way up here because it's not fully out of bounds, like the full black area.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to do it on every single tile. So you have to wiggle 6 times. I think there's one which you said you have to wiggle 8 times.
This one.
Yeah, this one here. Yeah, the one with the water is 8 times.
It's actually only 7, but I do 8 because I'm gonna have to do an extra one anyway.
Yeah.
And here's Briar. We skipped the boss, but Briar's still here anyway. Gonna teach us how to swim all over again.
Yeah, Briar's like, oh, bro, we're gonna go swimming again.
Yeah, so this time I'm gonna say get ready on time, just so that we don't have the same as last time. I've already explained what the characters are saying. It's gonna be when I reach the top of the screen and I lose control. And that's time. That was a really nice 90% run. That was basically just one mistake.
Yeah.
Wow.
Got 501.
501. That is an amazing marathon time. I only recently joined the sub 5 club. The world record in any percent is 454 by the barrel. But anyway, that's the Anodyne speedruns that I was here to show you today. Thank you so much for meeting the any percent incentive. It was really nice to be able to say to show both runs off and to show the contrast and everything. Thanks to Rebel for commentating, and Charlie, thanks for reading out donations. Thank you to BSG for accepting Anodyne and being the first marathon that I would run Anodyne for. So that's all I have.